Hi there, I'm Stasha, the period coach, and I'm here today and part of my 4-part series. We're going to talk about ovulation. So we're talking about food that is really super good for each phase of your menstrual cycle. Each phase has its own characteristics, its own hormonal balances, and you could be optimizing this while stuffing your face. Win-win. I love it. So today we're going to talk about ovulation. And the thing about ovulation is it's so very seasonal, the foods that we talk about during this phase. So I'm going to, instead of talking about the fruits and veggies during this phase, because they are so very seasonal, I'm actually going to give you one of the grains that I really like for this phase, and that is amaranth. I know it's a little bit different. Quinoa is also recommended during this phase, but quinoa I feel like is kind of everywhere these days, and that's great, but it's also, and this I know, is destroying the natural habitats. The workers aren't being treated very fairly or well. So by expanding our go-tos and not just doing the same thing all the time, we can actually add diversity to not only the world, but help people in other places and not destroy so much of the other places. You know what I'm saying? So I'm featuring amaranth today as one of my favorite foods for ovulation. It's a teeny, 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 tiny seed. It is an amazing, beautiful red flowering plant. It's gorgeous. And it is super good during ovulation. You're releasing your own seed, so to speak, your egg, during ovulation. So quinoa and amaranth being seeds are perfectly, corn's also recommended during this phase. So it makes total sense, right? They're seeds, they're the eggs of the plant, so to speak. So perfect for this phase of the cycle. They're all gluten-free. They're all really good for the body. They're not as fibrous as some of the things that are great for other phases of the cycle. Really dense in protein, which is great when you're in this phase of your cycle. So I hope you will take a look in your local grocery store or maybe order something online if you can't find it locally and give amaranth a try. It makes a really good porridge because it's so tiny that it tends to be more in the consistency of, say, grits than quinoa, or porridge like cream of wheat or something. But I do really like it, just making it like you would any other rice or quinoa or anything like that. And then putting like a piece of fish over top of it, or a piece of chicken over top of it, or a big portobello mushroom that's been grilled on top. It's perfect for that kind of enjoyable style of eating, or just mixing it with a bunch of really good herbs or seasonings and making it kind of porridgey like you have grits. Okay, I'm in the South. Maybe it's showing. Okay, so that's my tip for your ovulation phase. One of my favorite foods, and actually got a couple extra in there anyway. I have my link to my top 8 favorite PMS defeating foods below. So I hope you have picked that up. And if you haven't, make sure you do. And I can't wait to see you on the inside.